I was still holding the coffee when the guard leaned forward. The cup was warm. My hand wasn't. It was 3:40 p.m. exactly. Midtown traffic still humming outside 470 Madison Avenue. I had parked 2 blocks away. $18 for 45 minutes. I remember that number. The lobby smelled like polished stone and citrus cleaner. Too clean. Too quiet. The guard looked at me for a second too long. Then he said it. "You're here to see Ms. Hale?" I didn't answer right away. Hale. Not Pierce. Not my wife's name. Not the name I had lived with for 28 years. I set the cup down on the marble counter. It made a small sound. Too loud in that space. "I'm here for Vanessa," I said. My voice sounded normal. I checked my watch. 3:41 p.m. now. 1 minute gone. The receptionist didn't look up. She kept typing. Long nails. Red. Precise. "She's in a meeting," she said. "Do you have an appointment?" I shook my head. Small movement. Controlled. "I don't need one," I said. She paused then. Just for a second. Then she looked up at me. Her eyes changed. Subtle. But I saw it. "Are you family?" she asked. I didn't like that question. Not the way she asked it. "I'm her husband," I said. The word felt strange. Husband. It had always been simple. Until that moment. The guard shifted his weight beside me. Leather belt. Radio clipped at 4 o'clock. He lowered his voice. "Sir," he said quietly, "how long have you known her?" I looked at him. Really looked this time. Mid-40s. Maybe 210 pounds. Steady eyes. Not surprised. Not confused. Just watching me. "Since 1996, I said. 28 years. He nodded once. Slow. Like he was confirming something to himself. Then he said it. Soft. Almost kind. "Then you might want to read the wall behind you." I turned. Slowly. I didn't rush it. I remember thinking that. Don't rush. I faced the wall. There were plaques. About 12 of them. Gold lettering. Black backing. Company milestones. Awards. Names. I stepped closer. 3 feet. Then 2. Then 1. The letters were sharp. Clean. I read the center plaque. Once. Then again. I read it twice. Vanessa Hale. Founder and Chief Executive Officer. Established 2008. I stood there for a long time. I didn't move. I didn't breathe right. Hale. Founder. 2008. That was 1 year before we moved into the house on Lakeview Drive. That was 2 years before Natalie turned 6. That was 14 years of something I didn't know. I felt the air leave my lungs. Quietly. No one noticed. Good. I didn't want them to. "Sir," the receptionist said. Her voice was different now. Careful. Measured. I turned back to her. "There must be a mistake," I said. "My wife doesn't run a company." She didn't answer immediately. She looked at the guard instead. Then back at me. "She owns the building," she said. Just like that. Simple. Final. I swallowed. My mouth was dry. "No," I said. "That's not possible." The guard stepped closer. Not threatening. Not aggressive. Just closer. "What's your name, sir?" he asked. I hesitated. 1 second. Maybe 2. "Jonathan Pierce," I said. He repeated it quietly. "Pierce." Then he nodded again. Slower this time. "You didn't know?" he said. Not a question. A statement. I shook my head. Short movement. Almost nothing. "Know what?" I asked. He didn't answer me directly. Instead, he glanced toward the elevators. There were 3 of them. Stainless steel doors. Floor indicators glowing. 12, 14, 16. "Her office is on the 17th floor," he said. "Corner suite. 1704. I stared at him. "You're letting me up?" I asked. The receptionist finally stood. She smoothed her skirt. Looked at me like she was making a decision. "If you're her husband," she said, "you won't need a badge." Another pause. Then she added, quieter, "Just don't tell her I let you through." Something in her tone shifted. Not fear. Not exactly. Something else. I nodded once. I picked up my coffee again. It had gone cold. I didn't drink it. I walked toward the elevators. Each step felt measured. Controlled. I pressed the button. The doors opened in less than 3 seconds. Too fast. Like they were waiting. I stepped inside. Alone. The doors closed. Soft. Sealed. I pressed 17. My finger hovered for a second before I did it. I don't know why. Maybe I already knew something was wrong. Maybe part of me didn't want to see it. The elevator started moving. Smooth. Silent. Numbers climbing. 5, 9, 12. I watched my reflection in the steel panel. I looked the same. Same suit. Same tie. Same man. But something had shifted. Small. Invisible. Permanent. The elevator chimed at 17. The doors opened. The hallway was quiet. Carpeted. Soft gray. About 40 feet long. 4 doors. 2 on each side. Frosted glass. Names etched in clean lines. I stepped out. The air felt different here. Cooler. Controlled. Expensive. I walked toward the corner office. 1704. My steps were slow. I counted them without meaning to. 1, 2, 3. By the time I reached the door, I had counted 12. The name on the glass stopped me. Vanessa Hale. Not Pierce. Never Pierce. I stood there, hand hovering over the handle. 2 seconds. Maybe 3. My heart didn't race. That surprised me. It stayed steady. Controlled. Like it didn't understand what was happening yet. I pushed the door open. Slowly. No sound. The office was empty. Large desk. Floor-to-ceiling windows. City stretching out below. I stepped inside. Closed the door behind me. I set the coffee down again. This time on her desk. It left a small ring. I noticed that. The details mattered. They always did. I looked around. Everything was precise. Organized. Intentional. Nothing out of place. Except one thing. A pen. Sitting alone in the center of the desk. Black lacquer. Gold trim. I knew it instantly. Before I picked it up. Before I touched it. I knew. My hand moved without thinking. I lifted it. It was heavier than I remembered. I turned it slightly. The engraving caught the light. Natalie, 2006. My throat tightened. I hadn't seen that pen in years. Natalie got it on her 6th birthday. June 14th. I remember the cake. The candles. The way she laughed when she dropped it and said it was too fancy. That was 16 years ago. She had been missing for 187 days. No calls. No messages. Nothing. My hand tightened around the pen. Then I heard it. A click. Soft. Mechanical. Behind me. I froze. Completely still. The air shifted. Just slightly. I turned. Slowly. The wall behind the bookshelf had moved. Not much. Maybe 6 inches. Enough to show a narrow gap. Darkness inside. My pulse changed then. Just a little. I stepped closer. 1 step. Then another. The gap widened another inch. I didn't touch anything. I didn't breathe right. Then I heard it. A voice. Faint. Fragile. But real. Dad? I stopped moving. Everything stopped. The room. The air. Time. Then the voice came again. Clearer this time. Dad, don't close it. I stepped. Closer to the opening. The gap was narrow. Maybe 8 inches wide. Cold air moved through it. Not strong. Just enough to notice. My hand found the edge of the panel. Smooth wood. No handle. No visible seam. I pushed gently. It gave. Slowly. The wall slid another 6 inches to the left. I could see inside now. Dim light. Yellow. Weak. The space looked smaller than it should. Maybe 8 feet deep. No windows. No natural light. Just one chair. Metal. Bolted to the floor. And her. She was sitting there. Wrapped in a gray blanket. Too thin. Her hair was longer. Messy. Not the way she used to keep it. She looked smaller. She looked younger than 22. She looked at me like she was not sure I was real. I couldn't move. Not at first. My chest tightened. I tried to breathe. It came out wrong. Too shallow. Too fast. I took 1 step forward. Then another. Natalie, I said. My voice broke on the 2nd syllable. I hated that. I couldn't control it. She didn't answer right away. She watched me. Careful. Like she was checking if I would disappear. Dad? She said again. Softer this time. I nodded. Fast. Too fast. It's me, I said. I'm here. She stood slowly. Her legs shook. She reached for the wall to steady herself. The blanket slipped a little. I looked away for a second. Then back. She took 2 steps toward me. Then stopped. You have to close it, she said. Urgent now. If she sees it open, she will know. My head turned back to the panel. Instinct. Calculation. Who? I asked. Even though I already knew. She shook her head. Short. Sharp. Mom, she said. The word landed wrong. Heavy. I felt something collapse inside me. Quietly. No sound. Just gone. I stepped into the room fully. The floor was cold. Concrete. I could feel it through my shoes. I reached for her. Slow. Careful. She flinched at first. Then she didn't. Then she moved forward. Fast. She wrapped her arms around me. Tight. Too tight. I didn't care. I held her back. Just as tight. Maybe tighter. I could feel her shaking. I could feel how light she was. Lighter than she should be. I thought you were gone, I said. The The words came out before I could stop them. She pulled back, looked up at me. Her eyes were clear, not confused, not broken, clear. That scared me more. I was here, she said. The whole time. I swallowed. Hard. How long? I asked. She didn't hesitate. 187 days, she said. Exact. Precise. I closed my eyes. Just for a second. 1, 2. Then I opened them again. I could not fall apart here. Not now. We are leaving, I said. I kept my voice steady. Right now. She grabbed my wrist. Stronger than I expected. No, she said. Not like that. I looked at her. Confused. What do you mean? I asked. She leaned closer. Her voice dropped. She watches everything, she said. Cameras. Schedules. Everything. I felt my stomach turn. Slow. Cold. There are cameras in here? I asked. She shook her head. No, she said. Not in here. She thinks this is secure. I nodded once. Processing. Then we go, I said. Now. She hesitated. Just a second. Then she said it. She is not alone. The words hung there. Heavy. I felt them settle. I looked at her. Who else? I asked. She opened her mouth. Then closed it. Then looked past me. Toward the office. Her expression changed. Sharp. Alert. What time is it? She asked. I checked my watch. 3:58 p.m. 3:58, I said. She inhaled. Fast. She usually comes back at 4, she said. My heart hit once. Hard. We have 2 minutes, I said. She nodded. Quick. Close it, she said. From the outside. I stepped back. Pulled the panel gently. It slid into place with a soft click. Seamless. Invisible. Like it had never moved. I looked at the desk. The pen was still in my hand. I set it down exactly where it had been. Center. Perfect. I turned back to her. Stay behind me, I said. She nodded again. I opened the office door slowly. The hallway was still empty. Quiet. Too quiet. We stepped out. Together. I closed the door behind us. Soft. Controlled. We moved toward the elevators. 12 steps again. I counted them without thinking. 1, 2, 3. At the elevator, I pressed the button. My finger was steady. That surprised me. The doors did not open immediately this time. 3 seconds. Then 5. Then 7. Too long. Natalie shifted beside me. This is wrong, she whispered. I kept my eyes on the numbers above the door. 14, 15, 16 stopped. Not moving. I felt it again. That same cold shift. Take the stairs, she said quickly. I nodded. We turned left. The stairwell door was 10 feet away. I pushed it open. It creaked slightly. Too loud. We stepped inside. The air was cooler. Concrete walls. Dim light. We started down. Fast. Not running. Not yet. 17 to 16. 16 to 15. Each flight about 12 steps. I counted again. 11. 12. At the landing between floors 15 and 14, my phone vibrated. Once. Then again. I stopped. Instinct. I checked the screen. Unknown number. No name. No caller ID. Just 10 digits. I stared at it. 2 seconds. 3. Then I answered. Hello. I said. Silence at first. Then a voice. Male. Calm. Too calm. Mr. Pierce, he said. You should not have opened that wall. The stairwell door slammed softly behind us at 4 p.m. The sound echoed down 12 concrete steps. I kept the phone to my ear. My hand was steady. My pulse was not. Natalie stood 2 feet behind me. Silent. Watching. The voice on the line did not rush. That was the first thing I noticed. Calm. Controlled. Certain. Who is this? I asked. Short. Direct. No hesitation. A pause. Then a soft exhale. You already know who I am, he said. His voice was smooth. Mid-40s maybe. Educated. Not hurried. Stephen Hale, he added. The name landed hard. I had heard it less than 1 hour ago. 6:10 p.m. in Sharon's file. Now it was real. On my phone. In my ear. You should not be in that building, he said. I looked at Natalie. Her eyes widened. She knew the name. I saw it. Immediate recognition. Immediate fear. 2 seconds. 3. Then she whispered. Hang up. I did not. Not yet. Where is Vanessa? I asked. My voice stayed even. I forced it to. Another pause. Then a soft chuckle. She is exactly where she is supposed to be, he said. That answer told me nothing. Which told me everything. You have 2 minutes, he continued. After that, the situation changes. I felt the words settle. Not loud. Not dramatic. Just precise. Measured. What situation? I asked. He did not answer directly. Instead, he shifted. You took something that does not belong to you, he said. My grip tightened around the phone. I did not look back. I knew who he meant. Natalie stepped closer. 1 foot. Then another. She is my daughter, I said. She belongs with me. Silence. Then a quiet correction. She belongs where she is placed, he said. That word. Placed. Not kept. Not held. Placed. I felt something cold move through my chest. Slow. Controlled. You have 1 minute now, he said. The line clicked. Dead. I lowered the phone slowly. Natalie was watching me. Waiting. We go, she said. Urgent now. No hesitation. I nodded once. We moved down the stairs. Fast. Not running. Not yet. 15 to 14. 14 to 13. 12 steps each. I counted again. 11. 12. My mind needed that. Something steady. Something real. At floor 12, we stopped. Just for a second. To listen. No footsteps above. No doors opening. No voices. Good. He knows, she whispered. I nodded. Yes, I said. He knows. She swallowed. I saw it. He always knows, she said. That sentence stayed with me. We kept moving. 12 to 11. 11 to 10. The air felt colder the lower we went. By floor 8, my phone vibrated again. I did not answer. Not this time. Not now. We reached the lobby level at 4:04 p.m. The door opened into a side corridor. Not the main lobby. Service exit. Narrow. Maybe 4 feet wide. Fluorescent lights overhead. Too bright. This way, Natalie said. She moved ahead of me. Confident. Like she had walked this path before. That told me more than I wanted to know. We reached a metal door at the end. Push bar. Exit sign glowing red above it. I pushed it open. The city hit us immediately. Sound. Heat. Movement. Cars. Horns. People. Normal life. It felt wrong. Completely wrong. We stepped onto the sidewalk. 47th Street. 3 blocks south of where I parked. About 0.2 miles. I checked my watch. 4:06 p.m. 6 minutes since the call. Where is your car? She asked. 2 blocks north, I said. 49th. She nodded. We cannot go there, she said. Why not? I asked. She looked back at the building, then at the street, then at me. He will be watching it, she said. I believed her. Immediately. No hesitation. Then we take a cab, I said. I raised my hand. One slowed. Yellow. Standard. It stopped within 15 seconds. I opened the door. She got in first. I followed. Where? To, the driver asked. I paused. 1 second. To. I could not go home. I could not go to the office. Both were known. Both were exposed. West 72nd, I said. And Columbus. About 3.4 miles. Far enough. Close enough. The cab pulled into traffic. 4:07 p.m. I checked the mirror. Once. Twice. No obvious tail. That did not mean anything. Not anymore. Natalie sat beside me. Hands in her lap. Still. Too still. You need to tell me everything, I said. Quiet. Controlled. She nodded. Slow. She took me in December, she said. December 3rd. Around 7:20 p.m. Exact. Precise. I felt my throat tighten again. I let her continue. She said we were going to dinner, she said. We never left the building. I closed my eyes for 1 second, then opened them. Why? I asked. She hesitated. Then she said it. Because I saw something, she said. I turned to her. Fully now. What did you see? I asked. She looked down at her hands. Then back at me. Transfers, she said. Money. A lot of it. My chest tightened. Again. How much? I asked. She did not hesitate. $62 million, she said. The number hit harder than anything else so far. Exact. Specific. Final. The cab slowed at a red light. 4:11 p.m. I looked out the window. Then back at her. From where? I asked. She met my eyes. Direct. No fear now. Just clarity. From you, she said. The light turned green. The car moved forward. And at that exact moment, my phone screen lit up again with a text message from an unknown number that read, check your primary account. Balance at 4:12 p.m. $3,218.47. By the time the cab stopped at West 72nd in Columbus, it was 4:18 p.m. The meter read $21.40. I paid cash. Exact bills. No change. I did not want a record. Not anymore. Natalie stepped out first. She looked around. Left. Right. Then back at me. We cannot stay here long, she said. I nodded. I know, I said. My phone was still in my hand. The screen still showing that number. $3,218.47. That was all that was left. After 28 years. After building everything. 62 million gone. I felt it again. That drop. That hollow space inside my chest. I closed my eyes. Just for a second. 1, 2. Then I opened them again. We need someone, I said. Someone who understands this. Natalie nodded immediately. Sharon, she said. I looked at her. You know her name? I asked. She nodded again. I heard them say it, she said. 3 times. In the office. That was enough for me. I pulled out my phone. Scrolled once. Found the number. I had not called her in over 2 years. Not since a corporate audit in 2022. I pressed dial. It rang twice. Then she answered. Mitchell, she said. Direct. No greeting. No hesitation. Sharon, it is Jonathan Pierce, I said. A pause. Short. Then her tone shifted. Slightly sharper. Jonathan, she said. This is unexpected. I glanced at Natalie. Then back at the street. I need to see you, I said. Now. Another pause. Longer this time. Then she asked the only question that mattered. How much trouble, she said. I exhaled slowly. $62 million, I said. Silence. Then one word. Quiet. Controlled. Where? She asked. West 72nd, I said. 3 blocks from Central Park. She did not hesitate after that. My office. 20 minutes, she said. The line went dead. We started walking. Fast. Not running. Not yet. Her office was 0.8 miles away. 8 city blocks. We reached it at 4:41 p.m. 3rd floor. Old building. Brick exterior. No sign on the door. Just a number. 312. I knocked once. The door opened immediately. Sharon Mitchell stood there. Mid-50s. Dark suit. Sharp eyes. She looked at me first. Then at Natalie. Then back at me. Come in, she said. We stepped inside. The office was small. Maybe 400 square feet. 1 desk. 2 chairs. File cabinets along the wall. Organized. Precise. She closed the door behind us. Locked it. Then she turned. Start talking, she said. I did not sit. Not yet. I told her everything. The office. The wall. The pen. The 187 days. The call at 4 p.m. The text at 4:12 p.m. I gave her every number. Every detail. I did not leave anything out. She did not interrupt. Not once. She listened. Completely still. When I finished, it was 4:58 p.m. She walked to her desk. Opened a drawer. Pulled out a file. Thick. At least 2 inches. She set it down in front of me. You are not her first, she said. I stared at her. What does that mean? I asked. She opened the file. Flipped to the first page. A photograph. A man. Late 50s. Smiling. This is Daniel Reeves, she said. Married her in 2008. My stomach tightened. 2008, the same year on the wall. He died in 2012, she continued. Official cause. Heart failure. She flipped the page. Another photograph. Younger man. Early 40s. Serious expression. Mark Ellison, she said. Married her in 2014. She paused. Then added quietly. Missing since 2017. I felt the room shift. Slightly. Just enough. And me? I asked. My voice sounded distant. Like it was coming from somewhere else. She looked at me directly. You were the overlap, she said. She met you in 1996. Married you in 1998. Built a second identity in 2008. I blinked once. Slow. Processing. That is 28 years, I said. She nodded. Yes, she said. She has been building this for 14 of them. Natalie stepped closer to the desk. Why? She asked. Sharon looked at her. Then back at me. March 2021, she said. She lost $4.8 million in a biotech investment. I felt that number land. Precise. Real. That was the trigger, Sharon continued. She was about to be exposed. Audit scheduled. April 2021. She closed the file halfway. So she pivoted, she said. I leaned forward slightly. To what? I asked. Sharon met my eyes. Steady. Unblinking. To you, she said. Silence filled the room. Thick. Heavy. I felt it settle. Deep. She does not just want money, Sharon added. She wants control. Full control. I did not respond immediately. I let that sit. Control. Not just theft. Replacement. Natalie spoke next. Quiet. Certain. She said that once, she said. She said he would not even notice. Sharon nodded once. Then she reached into the file again. Pulled out a printed document. Bank records. Transaction logs. Numbers in rows. Clean. Organized. She slid it across the desk toward me. You should see this, she said. I looked down. The first line hit me immediately. Date. March 12, 2021. Amount. $4,800,000. Destination. Hale Strategic Holdings. I swallowed. Hard. Then I saw the second line. April 3rd, 2021. $2,100,000. Then the third. June 18th, 2021. $3,600,000. My hands were steady. That surprised me. My mind was not. It was racing. Calculating. Connecting. I looked up at Sharon. How many transactions? I asked. She did not hesitate. 14, she said. Exact. Then she added, quieter. Over 36 months. I nodded slowly. That. Match what Natalie said. Everything matched. That was the worst part. It all fit. Too clean. Too precise. I looked back down at the paper. Then I saw the final line. Dated yesterday. 11:47 p.m. Amount. $9,200,000. Destination. Unknown account. I felt my chest tighten again. Stronger this time. Then Sharon spoke again. Low. Measured. That last transfer, she said, was made while you were asleep in the same house. The room was silent after she said it. Too quiet. I stared at the number again. $9,200,000. Yesterday. 11:47 p.m. I had been asleep upstairs. 12 feet away. In the same house. I felt my throat tighten. My chest pulled inward. I looked at my hands. They were steady. That surprised me. How did she access my accounts? I asked. My voice stayed even. Controlled. Sharon did not sit. She moved around the desk slowly. She did not access them, she said. She built them. I frowned. Slightly. Explain that, I said. She tapped the document once. You signed power of attorney forms in 2021, she said. I blinked. Once. Then again. No, I said. I would remember that. She shook her head. You would remember signing something, she said. You would not remember what it was called. I leaned back slightly. I searched my memory. Meetings. Documents. Papers. It came back in fragments. March 2021. Late evening. Kitchen table. She said it was for tax restructuring, I said. Quiet. Almost to myself. Sharon nodded. It was, she said. For her. Natalie stepped closer. She placed both hands on the desk. She used your name, she said. Your accounts. Your credit lines. I looked at her. Direct. How do you know that? I asked. She did not hesitate. I saw the screens, she said. Every week. Same process. My stomach tightened again. How many times? I asked. She answered immediately. 14, she said. The same number. Again. Everything matched. Too perfectly. I looked back at Sharon. Total, I said. I need the total. Sharon flipped the last page fully open. She turned it toward me. The number was printed at the bottom. Bold. Final. $62,400,000. I exhaled slowly. Long controlled. I did not react. Not outwardly. Inside was different. Inside something broke. Quiet. Permanent. I pressed my fingers against the edge of the desk. Hard. Then I let go. Where did it go? I asked. Sharon crossed her arms. 3 offshore accounts. She said. Cayman Islands. Zurich. Singapore. I nodded once. Names. I asked. She shook her head. Shell corporations, she said. Layered. Obscured. Natalie looked between us. He knows them, she said suddenly. Sharon turned to her. Who, she asked. Natalie swallowed. Then answered. Stephen, she said. He set them up. I felt that name again. Heavy. Present. How long has he been involved? I asked. Sharon did not hesitate. Since March 2021, she said. Right after the $4.8 million loss. The trigger. The exact moment. It all connected. I leaned forward again. So this was not random, I said. This was planned. Sharon nodded once. 3 years and 4 months, she said. Every step. I closed my eyes. Just for a second. 1, 2. Then I opened them again. I could not stay there. Not in that moment. I needed to move. What does she want? I asked. Beyond the money. Sharon did not answer immediately. She studied me for a second. Then she said it. Control, she said. Full identity replacement. I frowned. Explain, I said. She stepped closer, lowered her voice. She does not just take assets, she said. She replaces the person attached to them. The words settled slowly. Deep. I felt them sink in. You mean erase me? I said. Sharon held my gaze. Legally. Financially. Socially, she said. You disappear. Natalie's hand tightened on the desk. I noticed that. She said that. She whispered. She said he would not even notice. I looked at her. Then back at Sharon. What happens next? I asked. Sharon moved to her desk again. She opened another drawer. Pulled out a small recorder. Black. Compact. She set it down between us. We get proof, she said. Not just transactions. Not just numbers. I nodded slowly. A confession, I said. She nodded back. Exactly, she said. I glanced at the clock on the wall. 5:12 p.m. Time was moving. Fast. Too fast. She comes home around 7:30, I said. Every night. Sharon looked at me carefully. You were going back there? She asked. I did not answer right away. I thought about the house. The kitchen. The table. The place where I had slept last night. I thought about the wall. The hidden room. 187 days. I made a decision. Yes, I said. I am going back. Natalie shook her head immediately. No, she said. You cannot. I turned to her. I have to, I said. This ends tonight. Sharon raised a hand slightly. If you do this, she said, you do it my way. I nodded once. Tell me, I said. She pushed the recorder closer to me. You place this in the living room, she said. Before 7 p.m. I picked it up. It was heavier than it looked. And then, I asked. She looked at me directly. You listen, she said. You let them talk. I nodded slowly. That made sense. That was my skill. Patience. Observation. Timing. And when they do? I asked. Sharon's voice dropped. Lower now. Sharper. Then you will hear exactly how much of your life was never yours, she said. And at that exact moment her office phone rang, and a female voice on speaker said, Mr. Pierce, Vanessa Hale just checked into your residence at 5:13 p.m. By the time I pulled into the driveway, it was 6:52 p.m. The house lights were already on. Every room. That was wrong. She never turned on more than 2 at a time. I sat in the car for a second. Just one. Then another. My hands were steady. My chest was not. I picked up the recorder. Checked the time. 6:53 p.m. I stepped out. The air felt heavier here. Familiar. Wrong. I walked to the front door. Unlocked it. Slowly. No noise. I stepped inside. The house smelled the same. Lemon cleaner. Rosemary. Her scent. It hit me immediately. I froze. Completely still. My throat tightened. I could not breathe right. I swallowed hard. Once. Twice. Then I moved. The living room was empty. Lights on. Television off. 6:54 p.m. I walked to the side table. Placed the recorder underneath the lamp. Angle forward. Clear audio. I tested it once. Red light blinked. Active. I stepped back. I listened. Nothing. No voices. Not yet. I moved to the hallway. Stayed in the shadows. I could see the kitchen from there. Partial view. Enough. At 6:58 p.m., I heard the back door open. Soft. Controlled. Footsteps. 2 sets. Not one. I felt it in my chest. That drop again. Then her voice. Calm. Normal. You are early, she said. A man answered. Low. Familiar. We do not have time, he said. Stephen. I stayed still. Did not move. Did not breathe too loud. They stepped into the living room. 10 feet from the recorder. Clear range. Perfect placement. Vanessa spoke first. Did you confirm the transfer? She asked. Stephen answered immediately. At 11:47 p.m. last night, he said. 9.2 million cleared. My hand tightened against the wall. I pressed my palm flat. Forced it steady. Vanessa laughed softly. That makes 62.4, she said. Exactly as planned. I closed my eyes for half a second. Then opened them again. I needed to hear everything. Every word. Stephen moved closer to the table. I heard the shift in his shoes. And him, he asked. Vanessa did not hesitate. He still thinks he is in control, she said. He always did. My chest tightened again. Harder this time. I stayed still. I stayed silent. Stephen spoke again. What about the girl? He asked. The word hit me. Girl. Not Natalie. Not her name. Vanessa's tone changed slightly. Sharper. She was a complication, she said. 6 months was enough. I felt my stomach turn. I pressed my hand harder into the wall. Vanessa continued. Calm. Cold. She saw the accounts, she said. She saw the transfers. That could not happen. Stephen exhaled slowly. And now, he asked. Vanessa answered without hesitation. Now she is irrelevant, she said. We moved forward. I felt something collapse inside me. Quiet. Permanent. 40 years. It had all been right in front of me. I forced myself back. Back to control. Back to focus. Stephen spoke again. You are sure about the timeline? He asked. Vanessa's voice sharpened. 3 years, she said. Every step calculated. She paused, then added, he signed everything in March 2021. He just did not know what he signed. I clenched my jaw. Hard. My teeth pressed together. I did not move. I could not. Stephen let out a short laugh. 28 years, he said. And he never saw it. Vanessa responded immediately. That is why I chose him, she said. He trusts patterns. Not people. The words landed. Exact. Precise. True. I felt it. Deep. Stephen stepped closer. I could hear it. The shift in his voice. Lower now. More serious. After tonight, he said, we leave. Vanessa agreed. Flights at 9:30 p.m., she said. Zurich first. Then Singapore. Numbers. Exact. Final. Stephen asked one more question. And Jonathan? He said. Vanessa paused. Just for a second. Then she said it. Clear. Certain. He will not exist by morning, she said. My chest tightened. Sharp. Sudden. I pressed my hand over my mouth. Just for a second. Then I lowered it. I had what I needed. I stepped back slowly. Silent. I reached for my phone. Screen lit at 7:02 p.m. I opened the recording app. Confirmed the signal. Everything was captured. Every word. Every number. Then my phone vibrated. Once. Then again. Unknown number. I looked at it. 2 seconds. 3. Then a text appeared on the screen that read, We know you are home. Do not move. I stepped out of the hallway at 7:03 p.m. Slow. Controlled. No sudden movement. The living room lights felt too bright. Too exposed. Vanessa turned first. Her eyes found me immediately. No surprise. Not even a flicker. Stephen turned a second later. He took one step back. Measuring distance. Measuring me. I stood there. 6 feet away from them. Same room. Same house. Nothing the same. I kept my hands visible. Open. Calm. You are early, Vanessa said. Her voice was steady. Too steady. I nodded once. I heard enough, I said. Silence fell between us. Heavy. Final. Stephen shifted his weight. Slightly left. Blocking the hallway. I noticed that. I noticed everything now. You should not be here, Stephen said. His tone was lower now. Sharper. I looked at him directly. You called me, I said. At 4 p.m. He did not deny it. He did not confirm it either. Vanessa took one step closer. 2 feet now between us. Close enough to see every detail. Every expression. You always did like to listen, she said. I felt it hit. Deep. But I did not react. Not outwardly. I reached into my pocket slowly. Careful. Controlled. I placed the phone on the table. Screen facing them. 7:02 p.m. I said. You were very clear. Stephen glanced at the screen. Then back at me. What do you want? He asked. Direct. No patience left. I did not answer immediately. I let the silence sit. 2 seconds. 3. Then I spoke. I want the truth, I said. Vanessa smiled. Small. Almost polite. You already have it, she said. I shook my head once. No, I said. I have numbers. I paused. Then added, I want to hear you say it. Stephen let out a short breath. Impatient. This is pointless, he said. Vanessa raised a hand slightly, stopping him. She kept her eyes on me. You want details? She asked. I nodded once. Say it, I said. All of it. Another pause. Then she began. Calm. Measured. March 2021, she said. You signed the first document. I felt my chest tighten. I stayed still. For $0.8 million, she continued. That was the loss. Stephen added quietly. That was the beginning. Vanessa nodded. After that, we built the structure, she said. 14 transactions. 36 months. She looked at me directly. $62.4 million, she said. From your accounts. The words landed. Exact. Final. I did not move. I did not blink. And Natalie? I asked. My voice stayed even. Vanessa's expression did not change. She interfered, she said. Stephen shifted again. She saw too much, he added. I felt something inside me drop again. Harder this time. I pressed my tongue to the roof of my mouth. Grounded myself. Stayed present. 187 days, I said. That is how long she was in that room. Vanessa tilted her head slightly. You are counting now, she said. I nodded. I am, I said. Silence again. Then I reached for the recorder. Pulled it from under the lamp. Placed it on the table between us. Red light blinking. Active. Stephen's eyes moved to it immediately. Vanessa's did not. She already knew. You planned to leave at 9:30 p.m., I said. Zurich. Then Singapore. Stephen's jaw tightened. Vanessa did not react. You said I would not exist by morning, I added. Quiet. Precise. That landed. For the first time, something shifted in her eyes. Not fear. Not yet. Awareness. Calculation. You were not supposed to hear that, Stephen said. His voice was lower now. Tighter. I looked at him. But I did, I said. Vanessa stepped closer again. 1 foot now between us. Too close. And what are you going to do with it? She asked. I did not hesitate. Everything, I said. Her smile faded slightly. Just a fraction. Enough. You think this changes anything? She asked. I held her gaze. Yes, I said. It already has. Stephen took a step forward. You are alone, he said. You have nothing left. I shook my head once. Slow. Certain. I have the truth, I said. And I have a timeline. Vanessa's voice dropped. Lower. Sharper. You always needed structure, she said. Even now. I nodded. Yes, I said. Even now. I picked up the recorder. Held it for 1 second. Then set it back down. This ends tonight, I said. No one spoke for a moment. The air felt tight. Pressed. Then Vanessa leaned in slightly. Close enough that I could hear her breath. It ended 3 years ago, she said quietly. I felt that. Deep. But I did not move. I did not step back. I stayed exactly where I was. Then my phone vibrated again. Loud in the silence. I looked down. New message. Unknown number. I opened it. 1 line. Exact. Final. Federal agents are already inside your house. The message stayed on my screen for exactly 2 seconds. Then 3. I did not react. Not yet. My eyes moved from the phone to Vanessa, then to Stephen. Both of them were watching me now. Closely. Measuring every shift. Every breath. I locked the screen. Slow. Controlled. I set the phone down on the table. Face down. No sudden moves. No signals. Vanessa's voice came first. Who was that? She asked. Calm. Too calm. I did not answer immediately. I let the silence stretch. 2 seconds. Then 4. Then I looked at her. Direct. You tell me, I said. Stephen stepped forward. 1 foot. Then another. 4 feet between us now. We asked you a question, he said. His tone changed. Sharper. Less controlled. I nodded once. I heard it, I said. I just wanted to see if you already knew. Vanessa tilted her head slightly. That small movement again. The one I used to recognize as curiosity. Now it felt like calculation. Knew what? She asked. I held her gaze. Did not blink. That this house is no longer yours, I said. Silence hit immediately. Heavy. Immediate. Stephen's jaw tightened. I saw it. Vanessa did not move. Not yet. That is not possible, Stephen said. His voice was lower now. Controlled again. I shook my head once. It is already done, I said. 7 minutes ago. I let that number sit. 7 minutes. Specific. Real. Vanessa stepped closer. 2 feet now. Too close again. You are bluffing, she said. Quiet. Precise. I almost smiled. Almost. You taught me better than that, I said. That landed. I saw it. A shift. Small. But there. Stephen moved again. Slightly to my left. Blocking the exit now. You think this changes anything? He asked. I turned my head toward him. Slow. Deliberate. It changes. The timeline, I said. Not the outcome. Vanessa exhaled softly. You always liked control, she said. I nodded once. So did you, I said. Silence again. Then Stephen spoke. Faster now. Where is the girl? He asked. The word again. Girl. I felt it hit. Deep. But I stayed still. Safe, I said. Further than 3.4 miles from here. I watched his reaction. Subtle. A flicker. He calculated distance. Time. Possibility. Vanessa did not look at him. She kept her eyes on me. You moved her, she said. Not a question. A statement. I nodded. At 4:07 p.m., I said. Exact. Precise. She smiled slightly. That same controlled smile. You think that protects her? She asked. I did not answer that. Not directly. Instead, I stepped forward. One step. Closing the distance. You said it yourself, I said. You planned everything. I paused. Then added, so did I. That was not entirely true. But it sounded like it was. And that mattered. Stephen let out a short laugh. You are improvising, he said. I looked at him. No, I said. I am adapting. Vanessa's eyes narrowed slightly. Just a fraction. To what? She asked. I glanced at the clock. 7:09 p.m. 3 minutes since the message. Then back at her. To the part where you lose control, I said. That landed harder. I saw it. Her shoulders tightened. Just slightly. Stephen stepped forward again. 2 feet now between us. You are making a mistake, he said. His voice dropped. Lower. More dangerous. I shook my head slowly. No, I said. I already made it. In March 2021. Silence. Then Vanessa spoke again. Sharper now. You signed those papers, she said. You gave me access. I nodded. I did, I said. And you took everything. I paused. Then added, except this. I tapped the recorder lightly. Once. Stephen's eyes moved to it again. Vanessa's followed this time. For the first time, both of them were looking at the same thing. That mattered. You think that matters? Stephen asked. I held his gaze. It matters at 7:10 p.m., I said. And it matters at 7:11 p.m. I let the numbers sit. 1 minute apart. 1 step away. Vanessa took a slow breath. Then another. You are stalling, she said. I nodded. Yes, I said. I am. That surprised her. I saw it. Just for a second. Enough. Stephen's voice rose slightly. 4. What? He asked. I looked at him. Then at the door. Then back at Vanessa. For them, I said. Silence. Heavy. Immediate. Then Vanessa leaned in. Close enough to whisper. There is no one coming, she said. I met her eyes. Did not move. Did not blink. You are wrong, I said. And at that exact moment, a voice from behind the front door spoke clearly, firmly, and with authority. Federal agents. Open the door. The knock came again at 7:10 p.m. Harder this time. Louder. The house felt smaller. Tighter. I did not move. Not yet. Vanessa stood perfectly still. 2 feet away. Her eyes locked on mine. No fear. Not yet. Stephen turned toward the door. Then back to me. Fast. Calculating. Do not open it, he said. His voice dropped lower. Sharper. I shook my head once. I am not the one they are here for, I said. Silence hit again. Heavy. Immediate. Vanessa exhaled slowly. 1 breath. Then another. I watched her shoulders. A slight rise. A slight fall. Control. Always control. The knock came a 3rd time. Federal agents. The voice said again. Open the door now. Stephen stepped forward. 1 foot. Then another. 4 feet between him and the door. We can still leave, he said. He looked at Vanessa. Not at me. That told me everything. She did not answer right away. She looked at me instead. Studied me. Measuring what I had done. What I had not done. You called them, she said. Quiet. Precise. I nodded once. At 5:15 p.m., I said. Exact. She tilted her head slightly. That same movement again. You think they will save you? She asked. I did not respond. Not to that. Instead, I looked at the clock. 7:11 p.m. 1 minute had passed. That mattered. Stephen moved again. Faster now. Vanessa, he said. We have 9 minutes. He glanced at his watch. 7:11 p.m. Flight's at 9:30 p.m. He was still thinking about escape. That surprised me. It should not have. Vanessa finally turned toward him. Slowly. There is no 9 minutes, she said. Her voice changed. Not louder. Just colder. Final. Stephen frowned. We planned this, he said. 3 years. 36 months. He stepped closer to her. We do not walk away now. I watched them. Both of them. Every movement. Every shift. Vanessa looked back at me. You changed the variables, she said. I nodded. That is what you taught me, I said. That landed. I saw it. A flicker. Just once. The knock came again. Louder. Final warning, the voice said. Open the door. Stephen's jaw tightened. He looked at me again. You think this ends here? He asked. I held his gaze. It already has, I said. Silence again. Then Vanessa spoke. Calm. Measured. If they come in, she said, you lose everything anyway. I tilted my head slightly. I already lost it, I said. $62, 400, 000. Gone. I let the number sit. Exact. Final. Stephen stepped closer to me now. 2 feet. His voice dropped. Lower. You do not understand what happens next, he said. I did not step back. I did not move. Explain it, I said. He leaned in slightly. Close enough that I could see his eyes clearly. You become a witness, he said. Not a victim. I nodded once. That is fine, I said. Vanessa let out a short breath. Almost a laugh. You always preferred structure, she said. I nodded again. Yes, I said. Even now. The door handle rattled slightly. Pressure from the outside. Tom was gone. Stephen looked at Vanessa one last time. Say the word, he said. She did not answer immediately. She looked at me instead. Long quiet. Then she spoke. Open it, she said. Stephen hesitated. Just for a second. Then he moved. He walked to the door. For steps. Maybe 5. He reached for the handle. Paused. Then turned it. The door opened. 3 agents stood there. Dark jackets. Badges visible. One stepped forward immediately. Stephen Hale, he said. Do not move. Stephen froze. Completely still. Vanessa did not move either. I stayed where I was. Same spot. Same distance. One agent moved past Stephen. Into the room. Then another. Controlled. Efficient. No noise beyond footsteps. The first agent turned toward Vanessa. Vanessa Hale, he said. We need you to come with us. She did not respond right away. She looked at me instead. One last time. No anger. No fear. Just recognition. Then she spoke. Quiet. Final. You learned faster than I expected, she said. I did not answer. I did not need to. The agent stepped closer. Ma'am, he said. Now. Stephen spoke suddenly. This is not over, he said. His voice sharper now. Fractured. I looked at him. Calm. Steady. It is for me, I said. Silence. Followed. Then movement. Controlled. Final. The agents guided them toward the door. Step by step. No resistance. No sudden motion. Just forward. I watched them go. I did not follow. I did not speak. The house felt empty already. At 7:14 p.m., the last agent stepped out. The door remained open. I stood there. Still. Breathing slowly. Processing everything. Then my phone vibrated again. I looked down. New message. Unknown number. I opened it. One line. Exact. There are 3 more accounts you have not found yet. 3 days later, I was standing in a different house at 9:17 p.m. Not mine. Not hers. A rental in Connecticut. 42 miles from the city. The air felt quieter here. Cleaner. No history in the walls. Natalie sat across from me at the kitchen table. She looked different already. Stronger. Still. She held the Mont Blanc pen in her hand. The same one from 2006. She turned it slowly under the light. Watching it. Studying it. You kept it, she said. Her voice was steady now. I nodded once. It mattered, I said. She placed it on the table between us. Exact. Centered. I noticed that. Old habits. Some things do not change. The legal process had already started. 72 hours since the arrest. Statements filed. Evidence submitted. Sharon had called twice that morning. Once at 8:10 a.m. Then again at 11:45 a.m. Each time with new numbers. New accounts. New layers. We confirmed $18,200,000 is recoverable, she told me. The rest is still moving. I had not reacted. Not outwardly. Numbers meant less now. Not nothing, but less. Natalie looked up at me again. Do you feel different? She asked. I considered that. Carefully. Yes, I said. And no. She tilted her head slightly. The same gesture, but softer now. What does that mean? She asked. I leaned back slightly in the chair. The wood creaked under the shift. It means I see things clearly, I said, but I do not recognize where I am standing. She nodded slowly, like she understood. Maybe she did. She had seen more than I had. For longer. 187 days longer. I looked at the clock on the wall. 9:19 p.m. 2 minutes had passed. Time felt different now. Slower. Heavier. More precise. What happens next? She asked. I did not answer immediately. I looked at the pen again. Then at her. Then back at the empty space around us. We rebuild, I said. Simple. Direct. She held my gaze for a second. Then 2. Then she nodded. Together, she said. I nodded back. Together, I repeated. Silence followed. Not heavy this time. Just quiet. Just space. For the first time in months, it felt like something could begin again. Not what we had before. That was gone. Completely gone. But something else. Something real. I stood up slowly. Walked to the window. Looked out at the street. No traffic. No noise. Just stillness. I placed my hand against the glass. Cool. Solid. Real. I thought about the last 28 years. Every detail. Every moment. Some of it was real. I know that now. Not all of it was a lie. That matters more than I expected. I turned back toward the table. Natalie was still there. Watching me. Present. Alive. That mattered more than anything else. We are going to be fine, I said. She did not answer right away. Then she said it. Quiet. Certain. We already are. I nodded once. That was enough. Trust is not broken in one moment. It is replaced, slowly, with something harder and more honest. Control is never what it seems. It is only the illusion of understanding what we cannot see. And the truth does not arrive all at once. It waits until you are finally ready to lose everything that was not real. Then my phone vibrated on the table, and a message appeared from an unknown number that read, "Account ending in 7781 just received a transfer of $4,800,000 at 9:21 p.m.